Hi, folks. Today we want to introduce you to our newest app. It's unbelievable. It is a storytelling app. Wow. Let me show you how it works. Here it is. Just a quick example. Everybody that has access to the complete Easy Eye system gets it. Who is not in the complete Easy Eye system, I mean the really big one, because this app alone is worth $20 a week. You can imagine what you can write with that, right? It writes all kinds of stories. So all you do is put in some memory details. Who doesn't love to build memories, right? And how hard it is. You remember sometimes something and then you try to make it a story. That's really difficult. One of our members, a wonderful educator called Gail, she helped us create that because she said, I have a workshop and I help people put their memories in words. It's a writing workshop. And I thought, how cool is that? It's valuable. Help people put their memories in words. And what if there was an AI for that that could help? And so we asked her, and he said, oh, that's impossible. So we did it anyway. And here it is. And she sat in front of it, and her mouth started gaping open, right, Gary? And she couldn't believe it. And you can see it on
Oh,
our testimonial, what she said. She couldn't believe. And then we actually went back, Gary and I, and spent like we always do when we have an app idea and we tested it. And it's not perfect. We'll make it perfect. And it took us a few hours and trial and error. And here it is, it works. So
it does
I said,
work, and
there,
I'm blown away by the results myself. I think this app is amazing, and we always tell our members, let us know if there's something special you need. If there's an app that we don't have in our system that you would like, give us an idea. We can build off of that, and that's exactly what happened with Gail. She told us what she wanted, right on the spot. Christine went to work, and we all came together and made this, and it works awesome. I mean, it's just amazing. You'll see right now. Christine's going to show you. I was blown away. It's pretty exciting.
and Gary even went a step further and he said, let's put it on a website so we can give people time limited access for a one-time fee. So if you have any workshops where people want to be creative, but maybe they need a little bit AI help, you can now give it to them, make it a paid workshop because that adds so much value that people will be glad to spend 10 or $20 just to see that app at work. Now, let's see what it is. You put the story in here, the details, and we'll actually edit it so you can even do voice input. Right now, it only works to type, but you can also do it with voice typing in a few. The next iteration will have voice typing, right, Gary?
Oh
We're
yeah, I
working
like
on
that. I like being able to talk to the apps. That makes it so much easier. And this is
Yeah.
a good example of what we can do. So if there's something that anybody wants out there that they don't find out in the marketplace, let us know. We can create it. Our valued members know that we can create things for them. That's what we do here. So come and
Excellent.
join our community and get what you need. Get the tools you need created specifically for you.
And this app makes it so easy. Really, all you need to do is put in a word or two and click the damn button, as I always say, click the button, and it will tell you if it needs anything else. Now, what do we want to do? We already said Gary went fishing with his dad. Now I'll add a memory of mine. I went skinny dipping in a peat moss lake. My parents took me as a kid skinny dipping in a peat moss lake in Bavaria in Germany. It was gorgeous. Next, you pick a tone, humorous, inspirational, romantic, nostalgic, melancholic, dramatic. Let's make it nostalgic. It's a long time because I'm getting old. So then you pick a perspective. You don't have to. You can let AI choose. Let the AI choose. I wanted the first person. It's my story. You pick a length for ease. I'll make it a short one. But AI writes quite substantial stories. And then you pick a style. Do you want it poetic, factional, journal-like, or conversational? I want this one, poetic. Other request? Make it scary. I want it scary. Let's see if it does it. Sometimes AI refuses to do something that's obscene, scary, or brutal because we have a kind and friendly AI. Generate story. Click the button. That's all. Isn't it cool? Click the button. I
So
can't
easy and
believe
fast, and these stories are amazing. You'll see. I'm blown away by each one we create. It's pretty fun.
there it is. Story's done. Now, you can always see the inputs. Skinny dipping in a peat moss lake. Let's see what it did with that. The water closed around me like a cool whisper, poetic, right? Its peat thick death, staining my skin a bruise brown, poetic. Moonline fractured over the lake's surface, glinting like broken glass. I drifted deeper, weightless, remembering the first time I dared to shed my clothes here. How freedom felt electric against my bare shoulders. I still remember that, by the way, it's true. Now nostalgia trembled with dread. Beneath the gentle lapping at my ankle, something tugged. That's true too, it did. How does AI know that? A slim, unseen hand brushing my calf. My heart thumped. A bird trapped under ribs. I froze, breath caught in the hush of nighttime reeds. The smell of damp earth rose, sweet and heavy, as if the lake exhaled its secrets. I kicked towards shore, but the water resisted, dragging me back into its silent embrace. Shapes shifted in the dark below, swirling coils of decaying moss, or perhaps figures of those long lost to these murky depths. Panic flared. My chest heaved as I clawed skyward for a star that seemed to flicker and vanish. Finally, my fingers grazed the lip of the bank. I hauled myself out, knees trembling in the mud, lungs burning. Behind me, the lake lay still and endless, as if nothing had happened, but I knew it had. I would never dare its waters again. Boy, what a story!
So
Can you
interesting,
imagine?
right?
It's quite amazing. Now, where's the other story? Let me see. There should be another story. Let me find it. Should be here. Did I get it? Does it replace the other one? I have to look at it. Or is it here? Ah, here it is. I don't know myself sometimes. I can click. That's what I recommend you to do. If you don't know how it works, click on anything that is clickable and see what happens. What can happen? Nothing bad, unless you click pay now. That has not that. Now is Gary's story. He put in, that's a good one, fishing with his dad. And he wanted it humorous. And AI chose the perspective. It was a short story, conversational. And I added, whimsical as I like it, make me catch a tuna in a small lake. So that was a whole input. Now, can you imagine a story like that? Do you have enough imagination to actually do that? I don't know. I would have trouble creating a story around that, although I have a wild fantasy and as Gary can attest to, right? I come up with the weirdest ideas. My dear husband rolls his eyes all the time. I need somebody to validate my ideas. That's what it is. And Gary's great at that. Thank you, Gary. But here's
Of course.
you catching a tuna in the lake.
That was a nice twist, yes.
Do you want to read it yourself?
You can read it. I love the way you read it. It's so entertaining.
Okay. I still remember Dad's triumphant grin as he cranked in our line that morning. We'd paddled out into Willowleaf Lake, so small you could have mistaken it for a paddle, and settled into our trusty, rusty, oh no, not rusty, aluminum boat. Aluminum doesn't rust. He handed me the rod, winked, and muttered, ready for something big? I laughed. This was the same lake where I once caught half a twig. Minutes later, my line screamed taut. The tip of the rod dipped and slammed back up, and my heart leapt into my throat. That's no sunfish, Dad said, eyes wide. The reel spun free as I yanked back with everything I had. For a moment, I thought I'd hooked an underwater tree. And then the water exploded. A tuna! A full-grown tuna! Trashing silver and bewildered in our tiny lake. It sprayed us with salty lake spray as if protesting its captivity. I shouted, Dad, hold on! He lunged for the net, nearly capsizing us both. With one heroic scoop, he plucked the fish aboard, and we sat panting, drenched, and absolutely speechless. I high-fived him so hard my fingers tingled. That day, Willowleaf Lake felt like the Atlantic Ocean, and I'll never forget the day I hauled in a tuna with my dad. Proof that sometimes the wildest adventures hide in the smallest places.
That was good. I mean, I'm actually visualizing it. It paints such a beautiful picture.
I can imagine when I see my grandchildren next time, I'll tell them the story and I can see their eyes glistening. And then they ask them, Grandma, did that really happen? Or Grandpa, did that really happen? Can you imagine? And then Grandpa says, well, do you think in a tiny lake would be a tuna? Have a look. How big is a tuna? There's your thing to teach kids something. If they don't know the size of a tuna, get them to Google it. Give them your phone for good purpose, not to play video games, unless it's our easy AI, that's fun, but like this. But to actually play with them and explain to them, as it's an educational game. I love educational games. Kids like to play. And if play teaches them something, you both win. The child learns that it is important to question what you read, number one, because this is, of course, nonsense. And number two, it learns also how to find out things that she doesn't know, he doesn't know. And you, as mom and dad and grandpa, may not know either. And it's okay. We don't need to know everything. I never know everything. I know so little sometimes. I'm surprised myself. Other people tell me I know everything, but it's not true. I know nothing. Right, Gary? We know nothing. God knows everything. That's why we always say God knows. It's true. That's a great story, by the way. So if you want to have fun with it, if you have the complete Easy Eye system and the price just went up, but it's still only $67 a month, it's a bargain and it's worth at least twice as much. If you just want to try that up, it will be of limited use on a website with a paywall, of course. And I think the regular price for that would be about $20 to use it for a week, something like that. So there you go. You can try it. You can use it. If you have a workshop, let us know for group pricing. Let us know how long you need it, and we'll make it available for your group specifically so all of them can have lots of fun. Thanks, everybody. It was fun showing
Thank
you.
you for being here. That was good stuff, Christine.